Hey, everybody. This is your daily dose of all things royal. Welcome back, my gorgeous, good looking friends. So, today, Piers Morgan decides to write an opinion piece in the New York Post titled, Ban private jets that aren't carrying my celeb pals, drown GOPers in acid, and ban royal visas. How Meghan Markle's political playbook might look. Now, get comfortable because Piers Morgan lays out this manifesto and it's absolutely on point and funny too, I might add. Get comfortable and let's get into this article. Piers begins by saying the sad death of Senator Dianne Feinstein sparked feverish speculation that Meghan Markle might toss her royal tiara into the ring to replace the 90-year-old trailblazer. California Governor Gavin Newsom has squashed the rumors by naming LaFonza Butler, a Democratic strategist, as Feinstein's replacement. But that won't stop Meghan from continuing to plot a move into politics. I would have to agree with that. She's going to continue to keep going for wherever she can get her foot into the door. Prince Harry's ferociously ambitious wife has made no secret of her Washington aspirations, spending increasing time with Democratic donors and becoming more vocal about hot button issues like abortion and gender equality. She reportedly had a 1 hour Zoom call with Newsom when he had to replace the Senator Kamala Harris after Joe Biden chose her to run with him against Donald Trump. And Meghan allowed her name to fuel the new round of rumors about Feinstein's replacement without any official denial. We all know this by now. Meghan definitely jumped on that opportunity, at least to keep herself in the news. Piers continues by saying, so if the Duchess of Sussex does ever make it to DC, and crazier things have happened in US politics in recent years, what would her political mantra look and sound like? Well, as someone who knew her before she even met Harry and has been a regular commentator on her many public utterances, I imagine Meghan's manifesto would be something like this. First item on the agenda, a return to full British monarchy rule in America within 10 years, with an exclusive monarch for the United States drafted from the existing royal family. The selection process for this new U.S. monarch will be restricted to members of the royal family who were born in America. To clarify, that's me. Next on the agenda, as a passionate environmentalist, I will ban all private jets to curb carbon footprint and save the planet. The only exceptions will be for my close friends Sir Elton John and George Clooney, whose planes will be considered royal freebie flights and thus exempt from the ban. Next, New York will be instructed to remove all cars from the road whenever I'm in the city, so I can order my driver to career around the streets at high speeds and thus create an entirely false impression that my husband and I are constantly forced to cheat death as we're harassed by monstrous paparazzi. Don't they know only we're allowed to ruthlessly invade our own privacy? On motorbikes? Now, on to my very good friend Oprah Winfrey, will be appointed my Senate Chief of Staff, a position that I know she will feel is the pinnacle of her career and the most humbling day of her life. As a special gesture, given our closeness, Oprah will only have to call me Your Royal Highness in public, when in private situations, Duchess Meghan will suffice. However, she will have to forego ever acknowledging the title Queen of Television, as there's only room for one queen in this administration, Senate office. Next order of business. All other members of the royal family will have their U.S. visas revoked immediately. This may sound incredibly mean and petty, but that's because I am incredibly mean and petty. If they want to come to America, they must first agree to bow and kneel to me live on CNN. The rest of the British people, however, will be afforded special high-speed immigration refugee status. Yes, all 67 million of them. Nobody needs to tell me how awful their country is or how terribly oppressive, racist, cruel, and nasty life can be there. It's honestly worse than any war zone. This policy will be called Finding freedom from brutal Britain. Now for the husband, Harry. Drug laws are far too strict in the United States and making it very difficult for Harry to have a sneaky toot in Soho House at midnight without someone sending a damn phone video to TMZ. Things have gotten so bad he can't even brazenly boast about munching magic mushrooms at Courtney Cox's house in Los Angeles without idiots calling for him to be thrown out of the country. So I will make all drugs legal if they're being consumed by British princes whose names begin with H. As for dealing with the media will be formally warned not to write negative things about me, even if I spout complete and utter nonsense in the Senate. This is because it would be damaging to my mental health to hear criticism, whereas receiving constant, unquestioning, sycophantic praise will be very beneficial. Journalists who defy this advisory will be charged with racist hate crimes because it will be obvious the only reason they're criticizing me is because of my skin color and not because my policy ideas are insane. In addressing identity politics, out of respect for woke self identity ideology, I will insist on all my personal pronouns being used whenever I address the Senate. These are me, and me. In platform focus, poverty will be the cornerstone of my political life. To illustrate this, I intend to hold weekly meetings with the poorest members of U.S. society at my $11 million mansion in Montecito. Not in the main pseudo staterooms, obviously, but in the servants' quarters so they won't feel out overawed. On day one, I will move immediately to have Donald Trump barred via constitutional amendment from ever being president again. If there's one thing I can't abide, it's public figures who spew damaging lies on TV. Such appallingly disingenuous conduct should be disqualifying for anyone who wants to be in the White House. And I would have added there, Piers, except for me. Speaking of which, when I become president, I will order the White House to be painted hazel, like my eyes. Aesthetics matter. Wink, wink. In addition, I will hold an emergency meeting with Vladimir Putin in Moscow to pussy whip him back into his dictatorial little box and make him my weak, pathetic, groveling little doormat, like I did with Harry. Pertaining to the other cornerstone, family, and especially fatherhood, are essential components to the fabric of a successful society. It is frankly shocking how many feckless dads just walk away from their children, disown them, and never give them another thought. Though I should hasten to add that if a child does that to their father after he selflessly raised them for years on his own, that's brave and inspiring and should win the Child Multiple Person of the Year awards. For female empowerment and supporting women, I'll urge President Biden to appoint Meghan Rapinoe, the second most important Meg in America, as Secretary for Sport and Gender Equality. She can then fix it for all U.S. national women's sports teams to be packed with biological males, and we'll win everything. And finally, compassion is at the heart of everything I do, and to prove that, I will campaign for all Republicans to be drowned in vats of sulfuric acid. That's my manifesto. Seriously, this woman has become the laughing stock of the world and is getting roasted left and right, as she deserves. I admit, I enjoy when Piers Morgan roasts Meghan Markle, and I think that this manifesto was delicious. But what do you guys think? Leave your comments below. Thought this would be fun to bring to you guys and share. Let me know your thoughts. As always, I will be back with more content, but until then, please be safe, and I will talk to you later. Bye. You're such a fraud.